Hello, my name is John Zielinski, and I will be going over my idea for my project for this semester. So we will start the slideshow here. Okay. So basically, my idea for this project is the initiation of a Truman State University sponsored mug designing competition. I mean, to be clear, the actual project portion of it is what we need to do in order to get this thing kicked off. And it's not necessarily the following years, so like next year's competition or the year following that competition. The project really just includes the first year's competition and then everything before that to get it set up, creating the advertisements and all things of that sort. The first slide here goes over our purpose statement. So what we want to get out of this project and the competition, basically. So the goal of our project is not only to raise funds for Truman State University, but to raise student morale across campus by providing them with a fun and unique way of sharing their creative abilities. And as you can infer from this statement, we do want to raise funds for Truman State University. It's funds that we can use to invest in other activities, buy other things that we need, improve campus, whatever. But we also, I would really argue that the main purpose and the main goal of this competition is just to raise the mood across the campus. So student morale is a very big benefit that could come from a competition like this. Additionally, you can also provide students with a way to share their artistic talents. Oftentimes, us business majors or maybe biology majors get stuck in a way of where we can't really have an opportunity to share those talents with the world. And I really think that a competition like this can really just get the those competitions and those abilities out there, which is just nice for it provides an escape for students too in that way. So the next slide here goes over the project overview. So firstly, students will pay an entry fee to enter in this competition. That will be the main source of where we get all our funds from. The fee will be $10, and this fee covers everything. So it covers once you pay this $10 fee, you have entered the competition. So you can design your mug, you can upload it and whatnot. $10 is all you need to pay. And with that comes a $5 Truman credit. So each student will receive a $5 Truman credit that they can use at the sub, the bookstore, anything they would want that's Truman sponsor, C-store. And this is really just for the main purpose of getting students into the competition, right? So we want as many students, obviously, to join the competition since we don't really have an incurred variable cost with students joining, right? So we do have that $5, but basically for each student joining, we make an additional $5 of profit off of them. Because once we cover the initial costs of the project, then we're just making straight profit after that. So when you do join the competition, each participant will make their own mug design and upload it to an online system. Now this system will be created by our technology manager, whoever that might be. This system could be in the form of a Google forum, a Google poll, whatever, what have you. But that will be completely up to the technology manager to decide. Additionally, the technology manager will also be tasked with receiving all the votes from the incoming students. So to vote for the competition, you don't have to enter the competition. You just have to be attending Truman State, or you have to be a teacher here or something, or a faculty member. Anyone of that in that nature can vote for the competition. Now, there will be top three winners, and those obviously will be the top three with the most votes. The number one winner will receive a bigger cash prize, the biggest cash prize. Number two, a little bit of a smaller cash prize, and the number three winner, obviously the smallest cash prize. But also, each of the three winners will receive a free design of their mug, and with an opportunity to buy additional mugs for friends, family, maybe for Christmas or something like that for a gift. So, and also students who don't get within the top three will be provided with a link, whereas they can upload and design their own mug. In order, if they really like their design but they didn't win the competition, they will still have an opportunity to do so. So that's all I have for this slide. So moving on to the next one, the project scope statement. How big is this thing going to be? So to get things started off with this, the dates that we plan on for this project, we plan on implementing and starting this competition in August of the 2022-2023 school year. So we want to give students as much time as they can to make their mugs and everything. So we want to have everything ready and set up to go by I think August 22nd is date schools start, the date that school starts next year. As for the size of this project, we made a rough estimation that at least a maximum of 25 students would join, but this number is completely arbitrary, just based off our own opinions and what we've been asking students around campus about if they would be interested. And that's just for an inaugural year. So obviously, next year could be a lot more students, a lot less students, just depending on how much students join. As for the risks of this project, we really do anticipate little risks for this project, but as always, it's still important to consider these risks. I believe it was, yeah, we calculated to come out to about $50 we could lose, and this is only if 3 students join the competition. So if we have 3 students, we'll lose about $50, and that's for purchasing the mugs and ordering them, shipping and handling, all those costs. And then from there, our profits only go up, as I said earlier, in $5 increments. So for each student joined, we do gain an additional $5 in profit as more and more students join. So the biggest loss, as I said, to summarize, will be only if we have 3 students who join the competition. As for the assumptions, really the only thing that we assume is that people would be willing to participate in our contest here. And as I said, we did ask around campus to see if students did have an interest, and a lot of them said yes. They just really wanted a way to just have a little fun sometimes on campus. So that assumption was met. We also assume that we will be provided with those funds to get the initial project going. We assume that we will be provided with those funds from Truman State University, so that way we get this thing running. So this next slide covers the project plan. So we really do plan on initiating and starting this project on June 20th of 2022. That is, we want to start designing advertisements, assigning roles for technology manager, going over the financial plans, resource plans, what have you. Uh, and we really want to get all the advertisements designed and created by the time school starts in August. So we want to have those infographics. We're going to be designing infographics that you can post online and share via Instagram, Twitter, Snapchat. And also we will be creating actual physical posters that we'll post around in the sub, in the library, and just places around campus. So by the time school starts, we want to have those things ready to go because it's very important for us to get the word out there. That way students pique their interest and they really want to join the competition, because as I said, the more students who join the competition, it only our profits only go up. So we really just want to get the word out there and have this thing become a common thing. So one thing I was comparing it to earlier was the first snow mug for Mo Hall. Everyone just knows about that. Everyone just wants to participate in that. So we want to create that same sort of energy when we're talking about this mug competition. We want people just to have fun with it, enjoy it. We want it to become a very big thing. Um, so theoretically, the idea of our project that is initiating the competition, this should be done by the time the first competition starts. But just for clarity's sake, we will be including the first year's competition as a part of the project, just to see how it goes, how much numbers we get, like the results. And we want to see the quality of our competition here. So that's why we made that decision. And then obviously in following years, that's the project. To be clear, this project will end once the first year's competition ends, so the winner's announced. So quickly going over a network diagram here. Now there is a correlation between this, and I will pull up the document here in a second. So to clarify, our critical paths we have 4 of them here. So, and then you can see that obviously on the network diagram here. And our duration is 70 days. So that's our project duration starting on June 20th and then ending on November 2nd, I believe it was. And here's what the network diagram looks like here. And now let me pull up the document. All right, so I do have the work breakdown structure pulled up here. So we have the initial A is the initial meeting project success planning. So this is where we're going to discuss things like when we want to start this project, who's going to be the technology manager, financial manager, and things like that. We expect this to take 2 weeks, 14 days, as do we do the same, expecting B and C to take 14 days. B, we'll be discussing the financial plan, how much money we need to spend, how much money should we spend, and how much are we planning on spending. And then this is the same with C, it's the online formatting, so getting all the uh, ins and outs of signing up for the competition through a Google form and the voting system setup. And that will be done by our technology manager. So D is our competition announcement. So this will take place probably August 20th. And we will just get the word out there that, hey, our competition, here's what it is, here's what it entails, here's how you can sign up, here's how much it costs to sign up. And then we expect that to take 4 days just to get the word out there and get things going. So Node E is designing advertisements, and that includes infographics and the physical posters. It's pretty self-explanatory there. And then F is a big one here, so that's publicity management. So throughout basically the whole duration of the project, barring the first 2 weeks, so starting on August 20th-ish, we would just want to keep a good relationship with the Truman State University students. So we want to keep that we want everything to run smoothly, essentially. We just want people to enjoy the competition, because if they enjoy it, they'll tell their friends, and then people will come back for more. G is the advertisement implementation, so that's just posting those infographics to the online or posting the posters around campus. Node H is competition sign up. So this will take, we want to give students 20 days to sign up. So once school starts, 20 days after that, that's the period for which you can sign up. And then competition implementation is just getting all the ins and outs going, getting the thing kicked off, and then receiving the images and uploading them and putting them on the mugs and stuff like that. And then finally, J is just the actual competition. So how everything goes and everything like that. So I'll stop the share here and go back to the slideshow. So yeah, and then obviously here was the network diagram there. So next slide here. So the resource plan. So what are our most important resources when considering this project? So our document does go in a good amount of detail on this for the project plan. So here's our top 5 resources. The prize-winning mugs were the most important resource due to our scoring system, which is based off of a number of different categories. Each resource received a score out of 10, and then we took the averages of all those scores, and then this is what we got as the most important. So intuitively that makes sense, because you can't really have this competition if you don't have the mugs. The next most important resource here was the advertisement infographics. Now this one, as you can see, is ranked above the advertisement posters, and we believe this to be because students are more inept with their technology these days. They're not really seeing these posters going out and stuff like that. So if you're on Instagram, like I said, or Twitter, you're more likely to see the infographics than you are in the physical person, in our opinion, in our ranking system. So the third rank is the technology manager. And this will be the person who's setting up all the infographics, who's setting up all the online formatting systems, so the voting system and the sign-up system. It's very important to have the manager here, because they are able to allow students to sign up for the competition, which is obviously huge. And then we already went over advertisement posters here. It ranked at number 4. And surprisingly, the financial manager ranked at number 5, which was last on the list. So we believe this to be because our finances are pretty cut and dry. So we just received that initial $10 from the students, and then we just need to give $5 back. And that's essentially all our costs, right? Barring advertisement cost and things like that. So that's why the financial manager ranked last here on the resource plan. So going over our financial plan here. So financially, as we stated earlier, this project does not really present a great amount of risks. And also, as we stated earlier, that's not that we should still consider those risks though. So we will initially need around $220 to cover all costs. Now this includes the cost of buying all the posters, we decided to make 32 physical posters, which I think came out to around $16 is what we needed for all the posters. This comes out, and then with the 3 mugs, which were about $13.99 plus shipping and handling each, and this $220 covers everything. And then it also bases this value, our document bases all these numbers off of the 25 students that we estimate will enter the competition in our first year. So 25 students entering, we will need $10 for each student. So, and then that estimates the cost there. So in our first year, we will have the competition if at least 3 students join. Now, in following years, we won't have the competition if we will make a loss, and we will make a loss in the first year if only 3 students join. But we really just want to have this competition in the first year. That's our main goal, just to get it out there and get the word out that, hey, we're having a competition and we are interested in you joining the competition. So if we have at least 3 students join, we're going to lose about $50, but we will be able to get the word out there more and tell those students, hey, tell your friends to join the competition next year if we were to have it. So here is our profit chart here. So as you can see, we do lose the most money in that around that 3 range. This chart is a little bit off due to formatting issues, but we do lose the most money around this range. And then as you can see, once about 14 students join, we would do break even. And then from there on, it's just a profit, straight profit going up. And as I said, we do receive $5 after each student joins. So we just make more and more profit as this goes along. So there is our profit chart. But as for our risk plan, our biggest loss would come if only, as I said, only 3 students join the competition. And we begin to make profit, as we could see from the chart, after 14 students. Now, it's also important to consider positive risks that we encounter within this project. So that would be an example of that would be if we had more students than anticipated join. So as I said, we don't have any variable cost with this more students joining the competition. So if they do join the competition, we're just going to make more money, which is obviously a positive thing. So that's a positive risk for our competition here. But as for the quality plan, so we really want to ensure we are able to put on a quality competition here. That's the main goal at the end of the day. We want students to have a good first experience with this competition, because if they do, they'll be likely to tell their friends, and then the competition could become more common knowledge within the campus here. So the quality of this competition really just depends on the participant's opinion of it, right? So at the end of the day, that's the goal. We want students to enjoy the competition, to just enjoy it, and if they enjoy it, it's going to raise student morale, which way back earlier was in our purpose statement. So that would be a really good thing for us. But also during the competition, we want to be monitoring the jobs of the financial and technology managers. And doing this, we can ensure that students will have an easy experience if the technology manager makes systems that are easily usable by the students. They're easy to upload your image, easy to sign up and make your payments. We just want an easy, fun, non-stressful experience for the students of Truman. And at the end of the day, that's the goal. We want to create a competition that really just raises the morale across campus and provides students with an opportunity to share their creative abilities with it that they have housed up in themselves. So that is all I have for you guys today. Thank you for listening, and have a wonderful day.